Alright, we're going turn 1 today. We are playing Speedroids with a small Kashtira engine. Starting off with the Unicorn to get the birth. That's pretty much all we're going to use the Kashtira part 4. We're going to use the Ultra Hound to use the trap to get out our Link 2. Link 2 is so insane for this deck, and you will see why. The ability to use Rubber Band Shooter is crazy to me. Now we're going to show YuGiOh and Terratop. We're going to get the Terratop into hand, which is pretty good. Honestly, either one is the option you want to get in that situation. Speedroid's going to bring out the Takentomborg to get the dice out. We're going to level modulate to make the Terratop a level 2 to bring out a level 3 synchro, which is Cork Shooter. He is also a tuner, and he automatically summons both of the monsters he uses in material right back. Next up, we're going to summon once more. We're going to bring out our boy Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. Honestly, I misplayed in the beginning of the session. I wasn't playing a good 9 in my opinion. So I'm going to level modulate to make the Cork Shooter into a 2 to get out of Baron de Fuhrer. Now my hand is super strong, as well as having the ability for Kashtira Unicorn still in play, but we're going to still be able to bring out an 8. The 8 of choice for this one is going to be High Speedroid Kite Drake. That's where we're going to end our turn, but with Maxi, Droll, Ash Blossom, and Droll, we're going to really be able to stop our opponent really nicely. Alright, starting off, my opponent reveals he is on branded, probably 60 card branded by looking the size of that deck. He's going to get Spriggan's Kit into hand, and now he is going to... I'm going to use Droll. I feel like Ash Blossom Maxi isn't my biggest problem right now. I feel like locking my opponent out of getting cards is more important. We're going to use Ash Blossom on the fusion deployment so he doesn't get a Fall to Valvaz. He's also playing a Dogmatica package, so he's going to special summon his Dogmatica monster. He's going to send 2 of our cards, and he's going to go to battle just to take out our Cork Shooter, knowing that if he activated that effect, he would lose a card as well as lose his monster. He kind of saw the opportunity to not use that. Now, I also used Baron to negate the Ash Dragon. Do not let him get any more Dogmatica or any cards like that. Draw for turn, we draw a Droll, but we can use the ability of Ultra Hound to shuffle back the YuGiOh to bring out the Puzzler. Now, in my opinion, I took out the Puzzler later on to fit more room in the extra deck. I should have just brought out another tuner, in my opinion. So we're going to use the Cork Shooter to bring out the Terratop to show the Takentomborg. Takentomborg is going to tribute itself to bring out a tuner. This tuner is really good because it can reuse cards very nicely. Now we're going to use 3 of our materials to get out in Appaloosa. Appaloosa is super accessible with this deck as well, and we're going to use the Dino to bring out the die. We're going to level modulate the High Speedroid Kite Drake to 2 to bring out the Cork Shooter. Cork Shooter is going to bring out the same material that was used to summon it, and we're going to target Baron to destroy the monster in defense mode. I see a lethal opportunity on board. We're going to take away that Mirror Jade, and we're just going to go to battle right away here, popping everything in my opponent's path, going for that lethal push. Alright, going second against a trap deck. Honestly, this hand is still really good, so I'm not really worried, as well as a Maxi for a turn 2 play isn't that bad. My opponent's setting 4 and passing. I'm worried about Labyrinth in this matchup, but we'll make do with the cards we have. Marble Machine's going to activate. My opponent shows me that he is on burn. Now, I'm thinking in my head, as long as I can get some kind of negate into the deal, then I should be fine. Marble Machine's really good because you can use it to search for the Speedroid card turbo to get out 2 materials for your Rubber Band Shooter. You're going to search for Terratop and our YuGiOh, or for the Piper because we already had the YuGiOh in hand, kind of showing us the direct plays so we can still get the max amount of materials possible. Now we're going to turn Speedroid Terratop into a level 2 again to bring out Cork Shooter. Now, Cork Shooter effect is going to bring out the material used to synchro summon it. We're going to level modulate to make Speedroid into another level. We're going to make Terratop level 4. My opponent reveals he is on more burn damage cards as well as a Trap Tricks card. Now, I'm doing the math in my head here. With the Dimension Wall, I don't see a lethal opportunity for myself. So I decide to wait off on the attack until I can make a stronger board. Now Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon's going to come out. We're going to use YuGiOh to come out as well. We're going to level modulate into 3. That was a misplay. I already level modulated to where I wanted it to be, but I had to force the play with Puzzle. So 4 didn't really need to be used there, but I was forcing myself into a bad position. Now my opponent only sets 1, so that's really good for us. With the Piper in hand, we can easily get it on 8. But with Rubber Band Shooter, we have access to an extra normal summon. So we're in a really good spot here. I'm going to banish the level 5 just to get access to some more Speedroid cards. Now, we're going to use this to normal summon itself and get Takum Tombor to get another tuner engrave. Now, my opponent reveals a hand trap that does burn damage as well as negate an effect. Honestly, I need the space for a slot, but we're going to go into a 10 here. I only need 1 Baron to really solve this game. So, that's exactly what I do. I also special summon Card Turbo just to get the last piece of lethal damage. That will seal the game there. Alright, standby phase. We're going second. My opponent is going to draw some cards here. I'm going to allow the draw because I have a feeling I see the logo and Auto Extravagance. I think Labyrinth. Now, was I right? No, I wasn't right. My opponent's playing Altergeist. It's a very interesting deck. Especially with the top deck of the Ash Blossom, it wasn't really worth keeping the card. But I do use the Ash Blossom here with that trap to make sure my opponent loses card advantage. So it's not a bad move. As well as Called By, he was really relying on that Max C during my turn to get some more advantage. So I still think we're in a really decent spot, all things considering. With the Piper, with the Marble Machine in hand, we do have full combo, as well as the trap as removal. Now I'm thinking in my head, my opponent, what's it called? My opponent has, I have limited plays due my opponent's trap. So I'm going to set 1, hit him for 200, big damage, and we're going to end our turn there. My play is really on the bounce back. I'm really trying to consider things. He's going to shuffle that. I'm going to make him lose some more card advantage with that Ash Blossom. That's really what I'm using my Ash Blossoms to do. Because of this Altergeist deck, I really don't know the deck specifically. I've seen it in a few matches with my viewers, but that was a really good draw for us. That gets us a 5. 5 really plays around the trap cards really significantly, so we can bring out Charbana. Charbana's also going to let me bring out a tuner from hand. Now we can show we control 1 Speedroid, so we'll get a nib to hand. We're going to hit for some good amount of damage. My opponent has the Solemn Strike face down. Now that isn't good for us, but with the duplication in face down and also getting a banish card to hand, I think we're still in a really good spot here. With the trap, we're going to use our turn while we can to get some card advantage. By bouncing that trap back, we can activate the graveyard effect to get out our boy Rubber Band Shooter. Is this Rubber Band Shooter? Yep, this is Rubber Band Shooter. Their names are super similar. It's a really interesting gimmick. We're going to use its effect to search out for our 2 cards, and our opponent knows that the plays are going to go off from there. A really good starting hand here. I'm excited to use this actually. With the Kashtira Unicorn and the Kashtira Fenrir, we're in a big spot here. Kashtira Unicorn is going to bring out that Birth. We're going to use Birth to get out the Fenrir to get an extra piece of material. And Speedroid Wheel is really good, or Takum Tombor is insane here, because it only needs a win and Unicorn applies to that. My opponent's going to try to max C me. I have the Ash. Man, my opponent looked at my starting 4 cards and it's like, my opponent's on Kashtira, and I just pull out the Speedroid to really change up the scene here. My opponent is playing super heavy if I remember right, so I take away the Baron. I feel like the Baron is the strong card there. We're going to bring Terratop and YuGiOh into rotation, as well as get out a Baron de Fleur. Baron de Fleur is really crazy here, especially with my opponent's board. We don't know if they have a Nibiru access right away, so we're going to get the Baron out to protect us with the Rubber Band Shooter, showing off a 3 and a 4 because we've used neither effect. There it is. Terror Top is going to activate. Our opponent is going to surrender, unfortunately. But it just really shows the synergy of Kashtira and the Speedroids. Alright, going first, this is very interesting. With the Ultra Hound in hand, we can use the effect of Terror Top Morgue to get access to the red-eye dice. I just sent the Duke just to get some more material engrave if I need it. Honestly, Speedroid duplication isn't good when you open up Ultra Hound. It kind of gets rid of that one card combo ask of the deck. But YuGiOh's here, getting out the red-eye die. Red-eye die is going to level modulate to turn it into a 2. Honestly, this isn't the craziest starting board we've had, but this is really good for us nonetheless. Cork Shooter is going to bring out the 1 as well as the 4. We're going to use those 2 to synchro summon into a 5 here, which is the YuGiOh. YuGiOh is going to use its effect, or we're going to use it to go into Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, the ace monster of the deck. Now we're going to also use the Duke to bring out the Cork Shooter to trigger the YuGiOh. There we go. We have another 8 in our miscs. Only problem is, oh no, this is where I introduced the 9 in the deck, which I really wanted to show off before the last clip. Or did I? Where I did. Oh, I guess I didn't show off the 8, but I did add it later on. Right after this game, I was like, I really need a 9. I would have had a little bit more interaction, especially with the 9 I chose. But my opponent's going to set 4 and pass. Now, we have a good amount of interruption here, but this is going to be a hard one. We're going to use the effect of Droll to get out another 10, or get out a 10. We're going to use Baron. We have a monster negate as well as a spell or trap negate. My opponent shows off his trap lineup, Domain Frenzy. We're going to have to negate that. I let the Zark trap go, but my opponent does have the called by. Now he's winning this interaction. I have to negate that called by. I do not want to see Rex turn. I do have an out face down though, which is nice. But with the Dinomorphia intact, he's at 1,000 life points and successfully outed my Baron as well as, got out his fusion monster. As well as got a Zark. So my opponent is a really good spot here. With the Dinomorphia, he's going to go into his ace monster, which is Rex turn. This card is an insane behemoth, a really good floodgate. Supreme King Zark's also going to come out. We're in a different situation. Zark's negated, but luckily for us, we have that machine duplicate, which is one of the only pieces of interruption that can out the Rex turn. With that life points modulation, we're still in a really good spot where even with that, Crystal Wing still has the way to go here. Crystal Wing had exact lethal on board. I just wanted to combo a little bit more to guarantee my play. Alright guys, so this is the deck list I used in today's video. This is my Speedroid Flight Kashtira build. Honestly, the deck is insane. It has a lot of room for diversity. We are playing 9 hand traps. I usually don't get to play that many, but with the Speedroid engine being as consistent as it is with 3 Terror Top, it is so good. Next up, we're also throwing in another Kashtira engine with 3 Unicorn, 1 Fenrir, and Kashtira Birth and the Field Spell. Cards to be really considerate for are the Cork Rubber Band Shooter. Rubber Band Shooter is insane. This card, if you can get it's 1 card combos usually to get it out in Terror Top, Ultra Hound, or there's another one that does it. I think those are it. Oh, Marble Machine. Where's Marble Machine? Marble Machine right here with Card Turbo. So a lot of 1 card combos can get you access to it, as well as Speedroid Wheel. So getting access to Rubber Band and getting Cork Shooter. Cork Shooter is its own little mini junk speeder, in my opinion. Using the same material you used to summon it, you can bring it right back and use it again. Unicorn, giving the ability with Birth to recycle a 7 will help your plays out with Baron or Kite Drake for the bounce back, or even Excel, or the level 9 that I added at the very end. Unfortunately, I should have added this earlier, but kind of having spacing issues. I also added Stardust to enable the Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon plays a little bit more. So I recommend this deck to anybody that really wants to experience synchros, but also have that little small little meta 6 card engine in it. I really enjoyed the deck. I appreciate all the support on the recent videos. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. I'll be uploading daily and streaming as much as possible. Probably gonna stream after this video is uploaded, probably around 5 or 3 p.m. Central Time for the next stream the same day. I hope you guys enjoy the content. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching.